Welcome, dear students of St. Joseph English Medium School, to another class of English Standard 9. Today we'll start the poem Wind, which is written by Subramanya Bharati. Subramanya Bharati had written this poem. He was a very famous South Indian poet and also a great scholar, and he did a lot of work in our the struggle of independence and all that. He played a great role in that also. He is well known, and he translated this particular translated version of this Subramanya Bharati's work or this poem by A.K. Ramanujan. The Wind poem is about, we can say, a poem which is directly addressed to the wind. The poet directly addresses the wind and tells us that wherever there is hurricanes and wild winds that blow, the havoc it creates in that particular time of this storm taking place in the form of wind at a high velocity. We know that in the recent times many places near the sea and the water bodies have observed and experienced this, and we also in this very fast means of communication today, we can see live and forecasted this type of wind velocity blowing, the destruction that is created in the process. We can see lively, or we can see the live of it, live pictures or even videos, and that messages or the video footages we get very in short time. So here the wind is directly addressed. The wind blows strongly and causes a lot of destruction. How can you make friends with it? The poet asks. Huh? So reading the poem first, let's see, got the idea that what the poet is trying to say. The destruction generates in the process, and also apart from the devastation, the poet in the last particular 4 to 6 lines, he gives us a clue that how we can make friends with and how we can save ourselves from this disaster that hurricanes and winds blowing at high velocity can deter our life and create problems for us. So first we'll read the poem. It's a very strong poem addressed to the wind. Wind, come softly. Don't break the shutters of the windows. Don't scatter the papers. Don't throw down the books on the shelf. There, look what you did. You threw them all down. You tore the pages of the books. You brought rain again. You are very clever at poking fun at weaklings. Frail, crumbling houses, crumbling doors, crumbling rafters, crumbling wood, crumbling bodies, crumbling lives, crumbling hearts. The wind god winnows and crushes them all. He won't do that. What? You tell him. So, come, let's build strong homes. Let's join the doors firmly. Practice to firm the body. Make the heart steadfast. Do this, and the wind will be friends with us. The wind blows our weak fires. He makes strong fires roar and flourish. His friendship is good. We praise him every day. So, strong address. Anaphora is one of the figure of speech that makes this poem very interesting. And anaphora as a figure of speech a poet uses when it wants to bring or highlight or foreground a particular topic. Suppose here the wind is doing all these things, to do directly to the wind, saying again don't, or saying you, or saying crumbling, all these things, to emphasize, to foreground a particular thing. Whenever a poet wants to, he uses this figure of speech. See, figure of speech is so important in a poem. It makes the poem effective, and the poet uses it for this highlighting or foregrounding. Foregrounding means bringing up, highlighting. So that thing is done by anaphora. You can write anaphora is equal to, or is the meaning is repetition of a word or a phrase at the beginning of successive clauses. Repetition of a word or a phrase at the beginning of successive clauses. Clause and phrases, you studied that. Clause. So the lines we will be seeing now. Wind, come softly. The poet says to the wind, come softly. Don't break the shutters of the windows. Shutters, the closed part of the window, so that the light doesn't penetrate, or for safety of ours, we keep the shutters, right? The shutters of the window which we are keeping, don't break it. Don't scatter the papers. Wind is blowing, and suppose you've been for a particular reason, it's the wind enters the place where the sheets of papers are there, then it will all blow it away. It will scatter it away. Don't throw down the books on the shelf. Books which are on the shelf are being thrown away by this wind's velocity and wind's speed. There, look what you did. Direct address, see? There, look what you did. You threw them all down. Simple language, see, direct address to the wind. You're all thrown down. If a sibling in the house, a small brother, a younger brother, or other person does, then you say, what you have done? You have thrown this down. You threw them all down. So here the wind is directly addressed. Here no person is there, but a wind. The poet has a right. He can address. You tore the pages of the books. Pages tear by falling. You brought rain again. As you know, in the forecast also you must have seen that wind, when hurricanes and winds and blowing at high velocity, they bring rain after along with them. So here the rain also is brought by you. You're blowing so hard and with high velocity and speed that you bring the rain also. You are very clever at poking fun at weaklings, weak people, or weak houses are there. You blow it away and you make fun of them. Wind, you do this. Frail, crumbling houses, weak houses which are there, they are crumbled. Crumble means, they are shattered. Crumbling also the doors, crumbling rafters, crumbling wood, crumbling bodies, crumbling lives, crumbling hearts. The wind god winnows and crushes them all. All are crushed. Winnowing means, you must have seen the picture given on page 31. Winnows. Winnowing means, the shafts which are there are are blown in the wind, and the grain which are separated, you will drop and into a heap in front of you when you winnow. That process. We don't do what you tell him. He won't do. If you tell wind, don't do this, he will not do. Wind is out of our control. Things are which are out of our control. We cannot, have any say to them. So come, let's build strong homes. If the wind cannot be, addressed or told to do or stop its havoc, then let us, make friends with them. Let's join the Doors, family joints make so strong that the wind will not. Practice to firm the body, make heart steadfast. Steadfast means do not change in attitude, firm will. Heart will have. Do not change again and again. Do this, and the wind will be friends with us. So, but you have this type of fortified things with you: the doors, the houses, the body, the heart. All these are strong, and the wind will not be able to do any harm to you. The wind blows out weak fires. The last 4 lines I told you are part in a question also. What do the last 4 lines of the poem mean to you? That question, the fourth question in the question answer exercise section. So the 4 lines are very important, The wind blows out weak fires. Weak people, wind will, the enemies are there, the weak people will be, definitely crushed by them, and you'll be, set aside, or you'll be taken no heed of by these strong people. So wind is strong way, just like in the society also we face people who are strong. If we are weak against them, we will not be able to form our stand against them. He makes strong fires roar and flourish. Winds blows out weak fires. Weak fire is a normal situation. What does wind? So nice metaphoric explanation is given over here. The wind, when a small fire is there, it will stop it, or it will extinguish that fire with its capacity to blow it off. But you must have seen wildfires in many countries taking place nowadays, or it has been it has been happening from a number of years back. So here you can see the highlighting of this fire, which is weak, it's blown away, and strong fire is blown and made more stronger. So that way you have to make strong against this people. You should strengthen yourself, your mind, your heart, and your body against those people or those enemies of yours. If you are weak fire, then you'll be blown away by them. His friendship is good. To praise him every day. So friendship with our strength, we should keep that, and we should praise him every day. To the praising of this wind, you don't try to make friend. You try to make friend with it, so that you will be good. It will be good to you, and the praise him every day. So that way, praising will all be turn into friendship, and the friendship will do good to you. So that way, the wind is directly addressed to you. The basic and important figure of speech here is anaphora. Don't, and 3 lines forms anaphora. You can take it as a personification. The wind is directly told, it's also personification. Then there is a metaphor also in the line, the wind god winnows and crushes them all. Metaphor. The wind is addressed as a god. That is why it's metaphor. Then there is no major, in the last fourth from the last line, weak, wind and weak, W consonants are repeated. The sound of W is repeated in wind and weak. The line is, the wind blows out weak fires. That is alliteration. He makes strong fires roar and flourish. See, he makes, the wind is giving you in the personification. The next line is personification. The wind is having the capacity to roar and flourish. That is why personification. Okay, with that we complete the figures of speech and the understanding of the wind. You have to write this textual exercise in your fair book. See you in the next session. Till then, goodbye.